What's up, guys? G-Man from Steel City RC. Today we're going to do a little maintenance on the Zenoa G320 with the ESP head. I pulled the engine out of the Dune Runner, doing a little bit of maintenance, and I'm going to do a mesh mod on it, and I figured I'd share how I do it and see what you guys think. All right, I'm going to put you on a tripod, so we'll be right back. Check it out. All right, guys, we're back. Like I was saying before, we're going to do a mesh mod on this ESP Zenoa. You can do it to any of the, CY, whatever, it doesn't matter. What I'm using today is some screen, basically aluminum screening. Just cutting the pieces out. I'm going to use Shugu to hold it on there. Basically, we're going to cut the pieces to size. As you can see, I trimmed that one up a little bit. I'm going to try to cut some of the frayed ends off of it, you know what I mean? But get it as perfect in size as you can to what you're trying to mesh. Basically, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to trim this down just a little bit more right there. And then, so that'll give me some... Sorry, I did that off camera because there's a garbage can over there. I don't feel like tramping on all this stuff. Yeah, it looks like that fits better. All right, now the biggest thing with this is getting it clean. Being this is a used engine, we are definitely going to clean it really well. I got some rubbing alcohol. If I had brake clean, I would probably use that. But I'm going to really saturate that. I want this to stick well because this should last the life of the engine now. Just clean it up real good. I already went over it with simple green and stuff like that, trying to get it cleaned up, getting heavy oil and stuff off of it. Yeah, I know they make outerwears too. I've actually had an outerwears on here. It's just so hard to get to clean it. You get to pull the engine and that stuff out, I guess. To really get, in there and clean it. With this, you can just hit a blowgun. Doesn't really collect much. Let's give that a try, guys. Like I said, I just use a little bit of Shugu. We're going to put it basically where you're going to have that mesh. And the mesh is pretty thick, so, or screen, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the screen's pretty thick, so it's going to take a lot of this to... And typically I try to leave it sit for a second or two too, let it get tacky. Try not to get it in the holes, the slots, but I do put a little bit on the edge, as you can see there. Now that should be enough to get that started. If I got an old rag I can destroy here, not ruin a good one. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and give it a push on there. And that's it. I'm going to let that sit until it starts to dry. Really simple. Just basically, you're just trying to keep stuff from getting into your flywheel. This stuff is messy, so if you're not used to messy stuff, you may want to wear gloves. I tried gloves before. Look what it does to your fingers. It gets all over them. No big deal, it crumbles off. But yeah, you got to keep an eye on it. Make sure it doesn't pop up off of there like that did there. As you can see, it was starting to pop off. let that sit and dry. In the meantime, let's wipe our hands off and cut another piece, because I still gotta get down here. So let's clean this one up real good again. Same deal, you know, get it clean. There's still a ton of rubbing alcohol in this rag. This one's only going to take a wee little piece, so. And sometimes you do have to go back over it, you know what I mean, with the shoe goo. Well, this is how I'm going to decipher what size piece I need. I kind of just set it on there and then cut it, put the lid on so that doesn't dry out. Let's see if I can set this so you guys can see and I can see at the same time. Basically, I think I'm just going to cut this little piece right off of here. Regular scissors cut this stuff just fine. Sorry if my head's getting in the way. I'm trying to see. Okay, looks like I can trim that part of that off of there a little bit. But otherwise, it looks like it fits pretty good. I'm just gonna take that corner off right there. As you can see, it's not very difficult to do this. I'll do it from the corner. Try to get behind that little nub right there. Glue on my fingers. Much better. I think that'll work out beautifully. We'll get the glue going. Oop, got a little glue for my finger on there. Like I said, every now and then you just got to go back over this. Once it starts getting tacky, you can work it and put it exactly where you want it. But the biggest thing is getting it fastened down just a little bit. Again, we're going to try to get this behind that nub again. There we go. Just test fitting again. That little piece right there should fit. Let's give it a try. So we're going to shoe glue around here, around here, around there, and then down on his face. And oddly enough, the shoe goo holds up really well to engine temperatures. You might think it would not, but it does. It holds up just fine. Been doing it for years on these. I just have never shared how I do it. So, we'll take a little tour here of G-Man's theory. Whether it's correct or not, guys, I don't know, but it sure works for me. You may think, why not do it on the inside? Well, I have done it on the inside before. In fact, I think I did it on the FG inside. But somebody come up with a comment to me the one day and said, what if it starts to come off and gets stuck in the flywheel? I was like, ooh, yeah, you know what? You're right. So, again, let's try to get it behind that nub. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That fit nicely. Let that shoe goose set a little bit on there. Yeah, that looks good. Still have one more piece, and I think I'm going to hold off on doing that until I get this one, these two complete. This one really held good. It's looking real good. Alright, we're starting to get tacky on this side too. There it goes. Perfect. Let's put a little bit more on that one. But as you can see, you know, I mean, you just judge by how well it's holding, and if you ever need to redo this again, like you pull the engine out and this stuff comes off, just get a little screwdriver behind it and start working at it, and the shoe comes off. Takes some effort, but it comes off. Alright, looks like we're almost halfway there because I got those holes looking good. Alright, now let's turn it around a little bit here. Oop, shoe goo. That's why I put the lid on, huh? There, put it there. What do you think, guys? Alright. Got the other hole right there. Clean the crap out of it. That should be good. Okay. Got our piece of screen again. Same stuff. Just gonna try to decide how big I want to cut this. I go here. That looks pretty good. Probably just cut it right there. What if I split it up? Yeah, I think I do want it over top of that. So I'm going to cut it right here. Kind of cut a curve into it because, as you can see, the case has that curve. Let's see what we got now. That's a lot better there. Okay. Cut that right there. Okay. I think we're ready for shoe glue again. Let's wipe it one more time because this side looks dirty. I don't want it to come off, you know what I mean? Okay. Back to the shoe goo, which I thought was over there and it is not, so. Final one, guys. Let that get a little tacky. But yeah, once that gets tacky, it'll be just like the rest of them. This one here is, looks like it's gonna work well. Just kind of hold it in place until you feel your finger. I hate to say it, start to stick to it. That's when you gotta let go. There it goes. But yeah, that'll last you years there, guys, keeping crap out of your flywheel. I still use the outerwears filter for the pre-filter for the pull starter, but that's pretty much it, fellas. Pull you out of the tripod real quick and get some close-ups. Yeah, as you can see, it's covering the holes well. That's all you really want to do is just try to keep, you know what I mean, keep little rocks and whatever else out of your flywheel so it doesn't bust it. It's nice to keep grass free. I find doing this, you can see the grass easier and get to it. But that's it, guys. That is the mesh mod that I do. If you guys have any other better ways or whatever, you know, go for it. But this works for me. Appreciate you guys watching.